because we have a lot of people outside there today that are just working. They are not planning, no plan. You're working now. What are the plans you have for the future? And they just go blank.
The plans has to do with like where and when money is needed. The rich has a lower propensity to consume than the poor. That means the rich consume less, they save more, and they invest more. While the poor consume high, save less, and invest less.
How do I save money for the unknown when I just pray to God and God will take care of everything? Let me focus on
the present.
what is on ground.
Even God himself also saves for the unknown too. So now our capital base structure in Nigeria is 25 billion. So if you want to open a bank now, no problem. Just go and give CBN 25 billion. They commence operation. If you have 100 million naira with Access Bank and Access Bank liquidates, I'm going to pay you that same 100 million naira. Like coming from CBN, that money you have kept as capital base.
I have 20k in my account and they just deducted 7k from it.
And that's fraud now.
It's fraud.
So you have two types of fraud. You have the drip fraud, DRIP. You also have the smash and grab fraud. So sometimes it might be all those Yahoo boys out there, all those internet fraudsters, and defrauding the customer. Sometimes it might be the banker himself. If I want to go into fraud now, I'll go into drip. That people can give you like roughly 5 million on daily basis. BVN is not even equivalent. The HCM is more even delegate more than the BVN.
Wow.
Yes.
When it comes to real estate, do banks affiliate with real estate?
Yes, no. Bank also, yes. So some banks even go into the developers. Talking about the aspect of land, land is the only asset that does not depreciate. Even the gold also appreciates. Gold does not depreciate.
What most of us do is we actually go for our wants more than our needs. If you think of everything that you want, you can't even list them out. But your needs are just basics.
The management of funds in Nigeria is very, very poor. But most times, each time somebody approaches you for money, first of all, look at the person very well before you help the person. Like, have you been able to manage your money very well for you to come ask me for help?
When it comes to betting, like,
It's betting an investment scheme. Somebody sat me there and was giving me advice. He said if I have, let's say, 100k, I don't need to be struggling too much. I should just get my maybe 2 sure odds.
Is it helping?
I know of somebody that is homeless now like this.
Due to betting?
Yes, now once you are addicted to it,
Raise the volume, please.
I guess that's what the CBN have sent it to call it prudential letter. Any money that is dormant for a particular period of time should be sent to the treasury.
Okay.
You know that most of the bank managers are thieves. It's advisable that vital information should be shared with the next of kin because you don't know what might happen.
Somebody called me that I have an issue with my bank. I should send a code and all of that.
Listen, you could.
She sent it.
I lost my money actually. Do people really have access to details like that?
The bank will never hold for your OTP or this. They can't
like the bank will never.
Never.
Hello everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode on Lyte Africa podcast, your premier destination for thought-provoking discussion. From wherever you're watching us, UK, US, Nigeria, we are glad to have you here. I am your host for today, Doinke Push, and with me on today's episode is my co-host, my amiable, extraordinary Emmanuel.
Yeah, what's up everybody? It's nice being here again.
Yeah, you can
as
say
usual.
That again. All right, so we need you to get comfortable and go with us as we discuss today's topic. And we're not alone on today's show. We have with us our guest, Mr. Peter Bartholomew. Welcome to today's show, sir.
Welcome, sir.
And he's a banker, so he's going to give us more insights. He's going to enlighten us more on today's topic. And what we'll actually be discussing today, Emmanuel, has to do with, our finance.
Yeah.
Yes, it's something that we need to take serious, so don't you think?
Very, very serious, especially in this Nigeria of today.
In
the
this
economy
present
is something
age,
else.
Yes. It's something that we have to take very serious. Know what is involved in understanding your finance. Know the concepts behind finance in general.
Yeah.
Yes, because we have a lot of people outside there today. That are just working.
Yes.
They are not planning, no plan. If you walk up to somebody and ask them, okay, fine, you're working. You hear I'm a manager in so company. I work for so place. I supervise so work. Okay, you're working now. What are the plans you have for the future? And they just go blank,
Yeah.
which is not supposed to
To be,
be.
yes.
Or can't you relate
Yes, I
to?
can relate. Like, it's just like having a professor who smokes. You get, like, a professor of medicine who smokes. You
Okay.
get, it's the same thing as having somebody who works with a financial organization or
Yeah.
firm and
Yeah.
is still lacking those technical things. But like you said, our focus today is on how we can help everybody, even
Yes.
ourselves,
Yes.
because we are learning from an expert
Yes.
on how we can improve our finance. So
Okay.
today is going to be very, very
Very,
interesting.
very, very interesting. And
Yeah.
that's why we are not here alone. We are with our guest who is also a banker. So he's
Yeah.
going to share more information, give us insights to how we can manage our finance. Welcome once again, Mr.
Yeah,
Peter.
thank you very much.
Okay, so talking about finance, we just mentioned finance, money, we talk about things like that. What's the concept behind this thing?
All right, it's really nice for me to still come down to this Lyte Africa.
Yes,
Okay,
like
yes,
Africa.
It's a privilege. Actually, talking about finance, you understand? Finance has to do with like where and when money is needed. You understand? And sometimes one of the major challenges or canker we individuals encounter is that we don't really know how to manage our funds very well. You see someone earning like 200,000 naira monthly or 300,000 naira monthly, person does not know how to manage it within the space of 1 month or cannot even save for the future. That's why most times it's even advisable that most universities incorporate this finance into their, like make it as a broad course for all
Okay.
students to partake in it, because nowadays Nigeria realize that most persons don't really manage their funds very well.
Yeah.
Now you have three basic concepts. Just go straight to what's called three method of holding money. I'll
Okay.
start with the transactionary motive, because there are three basic motives. Like you have the transactionary motive, you have the precautionary motive, and you also have the speculative motive.
Okay.
Now talking about the transactionary motive here, let's take for instance, you're in like 300,000 naira. Then now you spread the money across these three basic motives. I'll just start by breaking it down into different segments. Number one, transactional motive, which has to do with our day-to-day expenditure. Maybe like
okay.
for instance, as money is coming in, definitely you need to buy toiletries, you need to buy what's
You're
called
right.
rice and other things. That one is made for what transactional
Mhm.
motive.
Okay.
The why the precautionary motive is also known as what we call the unforeseen circumstances or contingency. Because there's every tendency like in a month or just of 2 months might fall sick.
Yeah.
Apart from
yes, you're right.
sickness, you might have visitors in your midst, whereby you start running the schedule just for you to take care of the visitors. Then accident might even occur at that particular point in time.
Like things you did not plan
You
for.
didn't plan for. You
Yes.
understand? Sometimes even burial. You understand? Because
Yeah.
like what really happened last time when one of my friend lost his grandma. They were crying not because of the death of the grandma person, because of the expenses or the expenditure.
Wow.
You understand? So they didn't plan for it. And we also
Something
have the
unexpected.
last one, which is the speculative motive, which has to do with the investment portfolio here. I'm talking about the speculative motive, like take for instance Black Friday.
Okay.
That comes up every November or December, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So if you have kept money for that Black Friday, once those opportunity comes in, you can easily offset it. I've seen a story by somebody wanted to sell a phone worth 5 million naira, and the phone is worth 5 million naira, but the person wanted to sell it for 500,000 naira.
Wow.
Now, if I didn't keep money for speculative motive, I don't think I would be able to
buy
it
it.
and resell for me to
Okay.
have more money. Now, let me start like talking about this. What's it called, like you're earning 300,000 naira, that you are keeping like let's say 100 key for transactionary, like
Okay.
the school fees and all those things.
Yeah.
You understand? The why 50 key is going for the precautionary, like visitors, like maybe like somebody
Things-
visits you,
yeah, okay.
you need to refresh the
Entertain
person,
them
entertain
and
the
all of
person, and the
that.
rest also. The why the 150 key is mainly cared for what? For just like the investment portfolio. But we Nigerians, especially the poor or the average
The middle
Nigerians,
class.
once the money comes in, we go to club, we
We
indulge in
spend
dorime.
and lavish.
Why the why the rich there?
Exactly why we are having this conversation, because that is what is trending amongst especially the youths now.
Yes.
Once
Yes,
we
ma'am.
get hold of that money, we don't even think of any other thing. We just want to spend.
Buy
Yes,
phones, buy one
We just want to
baggy jean and the rest
spend.
also. Now that's why like if we check, there's a principle known as what we call the trickle down hypothesis.
Okay.
Like it simply means that the rich has a lower propensity to consume than the poor. That means the rich consume less, they save more, and they invest more. While the poor consume high, save less, and invest less. So if you get to the church right now, I don't know if you are a Christian actually.
Yes, I am.
If you check all the rich men, they dress lesser than the poor.
Poor.
The poor people, you see them with agbada.
My,
You understand?
but I feel like it's because the rich, they already have these things. The poor are just coming up, so
No.
they want to
show off.
Yes.
No. The rich.
Yes.
That money they used to buy agbada. Like when I was in school back then, my lecturer used to tell me that once you get to a place where you want to get either a phone or any gadget or any accessory, as the case may be, you have to evaluate the economic value of that thing. Like, is this thing really beneficial to your life? If not, can this thing bring what's called profit, proceed to you?
Okay.
If not, drop it. Then go for something that can bring profit. Like, if you give me like 1 million naira right now or 10 million naira, the least I would think about is for me to go to club or go buy clothes. The first thing that comes to my mind is investment portfolio.
Okay.
You understand? Is that taking the money to the money markets, the capital market, and the rest? It all depends on the investment I want to indulge in at that particular point in time. So it's advisable as we average Nigerians that we should embrace this motive of holding money. You should know the reasons why money are being owed. Not as the salary is coming, split your money into 3 different places. Now, there's everything necessary that precautionary motive. You might not receive any visitor, nor accident, nor sickness.
Yes.
Money can still be transferred to the speculative.
Native.
You're having more money for investment, looking for like you to take what's called opportunity for future likely opportunities. When the money comes in, you spend it. They went on for circumstances arises, you'll be able to offset it as arranged you. And whenever there's an opportunity, because I've seen it whereby somebody wanted to sell a car. A car that is worth 50 million naira for just 2.5 million. So that means if the rich happens to be there, they will buy it. While the poor will be struggling. I just spent money last week. You understand? And
money that you can't recover.
You can't recover. So it's advisable that we know how to split our money into different segments, like the three different motives: the transactional, the speculative, and the precautionary. And please put more money on the speculative, which is the investment aspects.
Okay, talking about investments now, we have a lot of investment schemes out there now.
Yes. CBEX.
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of, even before we have the
MMM
and the likes, rack sterling and all of that. Mr. Peter, what can you say about this investment scheme in general? Not even talking about CBEX now. Investment scheme in general.
Okay, investment scheme like not coming from the CBN or the banking. I just tag it as a scam.
A scam.
Yes, although you have the banking institution, you also have the non-banking, which is also regulated by the central bank. Like you talk about the banking, talking about the what's called the the commercial banks or the deposit money bank. While the non-bank, you're talking about the finance housing, the insurance company. These are non-banking. So if you are investing, is that you take your money to the banking or you take the money to the non-banking.
Okay.
Then when you see all this, is it CBS or the MMM and the rest also, I was defrauded by MMM some time ago. You understand? Whereby a friend of mine just, what they do is that this is just like, how do I put it? Just like a circular flow of money here. Like take for instance, Mr. A will bring 50,000 naira invest. After like 2 days, just to gain that trust of Mr. A, they will pay Mr. A 100,000 naira. Mr. A will go and take the friend, I'm just collect 100,000 naira from this stuff. So that's that they will use Mr. B money to pay A, C to pay B, D to pay C. They've built all the trust now. Then these people now start bringing more people. They abscond. You understand? But ever since I studied finance, my life has really changed. So anything that is coming outside CBN, like outside the banking or the non-banking, count me out. You understand? So it's advisable that people start taking their money to the what's called to the banking or to invest. Because now there's one good thing about the banking or these days. The money that you are investing there is being tagged as a risk-free investment, because the risk that also have been bought by you is being transferred to the bank. We call that risk transfer mechanism. Let's take for instance, because of you trying to invest in the banking and something happens to your money, there's what we call the capital-based structure, because an amount of money must deposit with the Central Bank of Nigeria before you can start operation. So even if let's say like now, let's take for instance UBA liquidate for instance, the customers' minds are rest assured, knowing fully well that they will be indemnified or reimbursed back to their main status. You understand? That means CBN will come to their rescue by paying those customers. That's why they decided to bring in this policy like the BVI and the TSC. So they have your record with the CBN as it stands right now. So don't need to panic. So I would advise that they invest more on banking than all these what's called like What I don't really specify itself.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, doing before you
Okay.
forge ahead. You said something earlier about we saving our money for the unknown.
Yes.
Now, how do I save money for the unknown when in this part of the world we are so religious that we just believe that, oh, I
God.
just pray to God and God will take care of everything.
Take
Let me
control
focus
on the
on
present.
what is on
What is
ground.
happening now?
So what will you say to such kind of people?
No, like if you check very, the mistake we make is that we tend to bring in religion into the picture. Okay, God will always provide. God will always
God will do
provide.
this, God will
Even
do
God
that.
Himself also says for the unknown too. Excuse me, because God was an accountant back then. If you check when He created those what's it called like the animals,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave them name. He listed all those things down.
Mm.
So what I'm trying to say in a sense is that for you to save for the unknown, like as it stands right now, Nigeria economy, 1,000 of yesterday is different from 1,000 of
No,
today. We
yes.
call that time value of money.
Mm.
So if you're not able to save, there's every tendency that you might like run bankrupt or even liquidate in your business, as the case may be. So it's better for you to save. Should the case maybe there is an unforeseen circumstance you cannot predict. Sometimes when you save, there's every tendency that maybe probably there might not be sickness, like what I said, that the
Yes.
issue. So the money is still there with you. It's to your own advantage. Then when you don't save, then you start experiencing what's called like death, sickness, and the rest. It might interest you to know that most people die these days not because of the fact that they don't really want to save the life of their loved ones.
Okay.
Because the fact that they didn't save.
Mm.
You won't watch own videos now, whereby you see doctor telling them go and bring 1.5 million naira. Okay, but if you can deposit like 500k now, you can start treatment.
Treatment
Now you don't even have like 20,000 in your
to
account.
deposit.
Before you run down to your friends and families, the person is gone.
Mm.
You understand? But if you are safe for the unknown, deposit 500,000 naira now, you can just easily offset it.
Yes.
They are running around. So it's advisable for you to save for the unknown because it's something you cannot predict. You understand? So that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
This investment, you said when people want to invest, they should do it with CBN affiliated.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So are you saying there are no risks involved in investing with CBN affiliated?
Right. If you check my statement ab initio, I said risk transfer mechanism.
Okay.
Now that risk transfer mechanism simply means that the risk that also be borne by you, the individual,
Okay.
you are transferring to the bank. Because let's take for instance, now you are coming to buy what's called call money. It's what we call call money in what's called in the banking, or likewise the treasury bills.
Okay.
Like call money, it has maturity date of 1 day. While the
Okay.
treasury bills has maturity date of 91 days, that is 3 months, or let's say 6 months and 9 months. You have them like that. They are tagged. They are known as the short-term securities. That is
Okay.
short-term investments. Now, if you're coming to the bank to come and buy the treasury bill of either 5 million naira or 10 million naira, there's every tendency that the bank will make up to like 50 million naira without your 10 million naira. The bank gives you less additional 3 million naira as your dividends. That is, you are going home with 30 million naira, while the bank is going home with the other ones. Now, and if the business crashes, the bank will still pay you that 30 million naira. You understand?
Okay.
I don't know if you get my point. You have been seen as like the debenture holder under the banking, or you're not a shareholder, you're a debenture holder.
Okay.
So whenever the profit comes in, they pay you first because if that money can even accrue more than 100 million naira, it's possible. You understand? But that amount that they've stipulated, that's what they're going to pay you. That's what they will pay. That's why most people now, the bourgeoisie in our economy, they find it more comfortable to invest in the banking than other sector. So like all these short-term securities, but we also have the long-term security, like all these the bonds, the shares, the stocks, and the rest. But our advice will go for the short term since we like short things.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. So, to our viewers now, I think we've eased everybody. It's not every money-making scheme we see that we just jump into. So we need to make our findings.
Yes.
Yes, you need to make your findings and know what you're up to. So that aside, me now, all this as a person, all these investments, buying shares, depositing 50 million is, I think, too much for me. Or Emmanuel, don't you think? So coming to my level, exactly, coming to my level, and like people in my range like this, yes, that don't have up to that amount, or that cannot partake in big investment plans like that. What are other options for them?
Okay, now like I could remember when I worked under the UBL's insurance, the health.
Okay.
Like because it's like a subsidiary to UBA. UBA is the OD. Why is the subsidiary? So like someone that is earning as low as 50k can even invest there, can be paying like 10,000 monthly basis.
Okay.
So they help you to invest the money. At the end of the day, you have like 45% of that money you have invested for like 6 years. We call that particular investment the triple pay investment.
Mm.
You have the one of 6 months. You have the one of 1 year, which is the health sales. You have the so you can actually patronize those insurance company under UB because they are like I said before, they are the subsidiary. Why UB is the holding.
Mm,
It's the same person that owns these two. So then they've come down to the standard of you and I
okay.
low income earners. Okay, you can even save as low as 5,000 naira. So at the end of the 6 years duration, you have your 45%. So if you're having like you also be having like 1 million naira, you'll be having like let's say 1,450,000 as the case may be. So which is very very nice. I know of a client that after investing it, decided to pull out his what's called his capital and he invested the 450,000, which is the dividends attached to it for that 6 years. That 6 years, the person had on them decided to roll it up like that again. So investment is not just meant for only the big men in
Big
society for
men,
you to
yeah.
have millions. Sorry, I'm using millions. I like dealing with millions very well, you understand? But you can go as far as saving as much as least as what's called
1,000.
5,000.
Thousand.
That's why I always advise viewers out there. You can make your money a working capital.
Okay.
Like now, for instance, I know that if you have like 10 million, the first thing that comes to your mind is to take it to the banking or go and save.
Save.
So once you save it there, it does not yield any profits. It's just there. The bank are the ones using it to invest, get more money for themselves. But once you say, okay, let me make my money a working capital, I want to invest this 10 million naira. Within the space of 6 months, how much can I accrue from it? The investment banker there would do the calculation attached to it. Nobody will tell you that, okay, it's risky, this, that, because the risk is transferred to the bank.
To the bank.
So the
okay.
bank, we have risk analysts that does before we throw money into the financial market, must have checked the risk attached to it and also the economic situation because it's time right now. Economic situation can also affect the investment. You understand? So all those things must have been checked. They now tell you, okay, this is the amount you'll be receiving after the 6 months duration. So you rest assured that my 10 million is giving me 30 million. Rather than you just like so I put the money there. What if the single crash like anyway? It's not possible. No, it's 100% guarantee. Okay.
Okay. Emmanuel, while growing up or with people around me now, those days we have older people that they don't deal with banks.
Yes.
And they save because for my grandma now, anything bank, she doesn't like hearing it.
At all.
She would not even want to hear it. You want to send money to her? Okay, send it to my own account. She'll prefer you to send it to my. So I'll go and collect cash and give it to her. So anything banking, going to bank and all of that, she doesn't like it. And there are a lot of older people out there, yes, that are like that. So I want to ask, has it changed? Like the rate of older people that comes to bank to transact, like how is it from before and
Okay, that's a very good question. The thing is that like back then, you realize that the banking all can start operation like today.
okay.
After like 2 weeks, back then, like during the time of the older ones, as
Yes.
like what you said earlier on, after like 2 weeks, the bank might liquidate. Liquidate simply means that they collapse, they wind up,
Okay.
and your money is gone.
Okay.
You know, so that's why the then CBN governor Charles Soludo now decided to bring the capital-based structure. That capital base simply means an amount of money you must deposit with the central bank before you can commence operation.
Okay.
So now our capital-based structure in Nigeria is 25 billion. So if you want to open a bank now, no problem. Just go and give CBN 25 billion, then commence operation. So that led to different mergers and acquisition. If you check now, like this Standard Trust Bank, I don't know if you heard about Standard Trust Bank before. It's been acquired by the UB. Is it the one that I've forgotten the other bank that acquired the other one? Why the other one that if there's even more
like
recent,
Access
Diamond?
yeah.
That one is mergers.
Okay.
So some
Okay.
bank acquired that they bought the other bank. Why some now decided to merge to form one? So now like the Access Diamond now, Access becomes the holding, while Diamond becomes the subsidiary.
Okay.
Now let me quickly break it down. The holding simply means that the bank that is bringing the highest amount of money. So if I'm bringing 50 million naira now, Diamond is bringing 10 million. I become the holding, while Diamond is the subsidiary. So just to build that confidence in the minds of the customer. So now in the case of liquidation, whereby the bank collapses tomorrow, the customers won't panic. You understand? Because CBN will indemnify. That is, indemnification simply means that I'm bringing you back to your original position. If you have 100 million naira with Access Bank and Access Bank liquidates, I'm going to pay you that same 100 million naira. That is coming from CBN. That money you have kept, which is the what's it called, like kept aside as capital base. We'll go there, we'll dip in our hands there, pick 100 million naira and give to the customer. You, how much is the money? 20 million. You, 10 million. So the customer now they've built that confidence in the minds of the what's it called the customers. Now talking about if other people are coming to the bank, yes. After the restructuring of the banking system, you realize that most persons now they have more confidence in the banking. You see people comes to the bank with millions of naira every day. Because they know that their money is very assured. That's why we check very well. I don't think if I've not heard anything like any bank defrauding anybody before. You understand? Or holding somebody money without paying the person. It's not possible.
It's just the charges. What of the charges? Because to me, I prefer even using all these fintechs. We now use OP, PAMPay, and the likes.
Issues of people saying, I have 20K in my account and they just deducted 7K from it without.
And that's fraud now.
It's fraud.
I said you want to talk about fraud.
No, okay.
So it means that there's somebody behind doing those stuff.
Yes, I did. Like when I was in school back then, I read the course known as fraud. You understand?
Okay.
So you have two types of fraud. You have the drip fraud. Drip. That is DRIP.
Okay.
Drip fraud. I also have the smash and grab fraud. Now the drip fraud, like for instance, now like I'm in charge of customers' accounts. You understand?
Okay.
I decide to program the system. The system should be slashing 50 kobo.
50 kobo.
Yes, 50 kobo. Like every kobo column for any of the customers should be removed. Let's say for like if you have like let's say 1,569,098 kobo. That 98 kobo you won't see it there. You understand? That
amazing.
Is so that's if you multiply 98 kobo times 2 million customers out there, I know how much you'll be making as a banker. That one we call it drip fraud, and most of those fraud, EFCC does not really go after the corporate because one, I can't just pay 300 naira or 400 naira down to the what's called to the bank to go and report 98 kobo. That one is very easy fraud for banks to do. Why the smash and grab fraud? That 7K we call it smash and grab fraud. It occurs once in a while. Like those customers that are complaining now, you can't see those customers like. Then deducting the money on regular basis. So I can just look this customer account. Say this account has been dormant for like 2-3 years or 20 years. The next I pull out the customer's money. That one call it smash and graph. That one EFCC can easily go after those. That's why most times, like the banking. For a fraud to take place in the bank, it might be that even the banker himself might not be involved in the fraud. Sometimes you have an outsider's fraud because you have 3 types of what's called parties to it. You have the outsider's fraud, you have the insider and outsider. That is 2, the banker and the outsider coming together. Okay. You also have the banker's fraud. So sometimes it might be all those Yahoo boys out there, all those internet fraudsters, and defrauding the customer. Sometimes it might be the banker himself. Just program the system. There's no stress. Just like now, if I want to go into fraud now, I'll go into drip.
Okay.
The Kobo. That Kobo can give you like that Kobo can give you like roughly 5 million on daily basis. Wow. And EFCC will not come after that person. They also have the smash and the grab fraud, whereby, not the smash, I'm talking about the insider and the outsider's fraud. I mean, realize that for me to defraud the client right now, I might give your details to one of those Yahoo boys out there. Not even your BV. Most people are after I need to secure my BVN. BVN is not even the problem. The HCM is more even delegate more than the BVN.
Wow.
Yes. Because most people, I can easily give you my BVN, but I can't give you my ATM what's called serial number. Without your ATM serial number, somebody can easily defraud you. But without your BVN, I can't defraud if I don't know any of your details now. So that's why most time for a fraud to occur, there must be an insider and also an outsider. So you need to investigate the 2 parties. Who is selling out the information to these Yahoo boys? But it's very difficult for an outsider fraud to occur in the banking because of the security attached to it. So that's it.
Okay. Wow. So Emmanuel, I think I need to start taking note of my Kobo.
I've learnt in these few minutes.
I need to start taking note of my Kobo. I don't want to hear any story at all.
No single Kobo dropping out of your account.
You can't go and report Kobo now.
So we can't come and report, but it's my money.
No, I can't.
It's not my money.
Like for instance,
what if it happens? What if it happens like consistently?
It can't happen. Like for instance, the Kobo is just something like let's say 50 Kobo. Now
like you don't mind.
But it's making the person rich now. My money is making
you are bigger than Kobo.
Like one Kobo cannot make me rich. You understand? So maybe it's like it involves many persons.
Thousands.
And now let's say for instance, where you're going to report the case now is like to go there is 500 naira. So now pay 1,200 for an
Yeah,
investment.
you look at.
So it's not really
In fact, when you
pragmatic
get to the police station, you just look at it that
don't
this
look at
person
it.
is a funny
But
kind of
while
human
making the
being.
statements,
That's
they
it.
won't take it serious. Okay, so aside investing like with money and all of that, a lot of people believe that okay, I can invest by buying land, buying gold. Some people say they
Yes.
invest with gold. How
Okay.
true is it? And when it comes to real estate, do banks affiliate with real estate companies?
Yes, no.
for-
Bank also, yes.
Okay.
Like for instance, bank are even going to some banks even going to I don't know if you heard about the developers.
Okay.
You can see a particular land whereby the person, like when I used to stay in Yaba precise, like let's say Abuloja, close to Unilag. They used to stay in one bungalow like that. You understand?
Okay.
When I went to Yaba today now, as at is it last month? I mean, I realized that most of the houses have been demolished, and they've erected like close to 5-story building, 4-story building. So you can decide to just come there. It's okay. Don't worry for the space of 5 years. I want to build a mansion here. I'll rent it out. So in that 5 years, now bank must have accrued less than 2 years. The money they've spent in building it, they must have accrued it back. Then the other 3 years, now they are receiving their dividends.
Okay.
So after that 5 years, they what's called relinquish the property, give it to the real owner. So you know that is into that used to stay in bungalow. If we cannot start staying in one mansion,
Wow.
so bank also invest in real estate. Then talking about the aspect of land, land is the only asset that does not depreciate. All assets has what's called lifespan, just like the sheep. Now you have the 7 years, the airplane 15 years,
Okay.
and many more. Even the cars is 3 years lifespan. It's not as if they won't be working after that 3 year or 15 years.
Okay, but the
But
value
the
would...
value will
Would
drop,
drop.
and even the what's called lifespan. If you check new car and Tokumbo, you realize that the sound difference. If I bought the car like 3 years, like 3 years ago, and still want to use the car after that 3 years, the car will still be moving. But maybe I'll start knocking at your door. Mama, come and me push car. You understand?
That's
So,
true.
so all those things depreciate. But in terms of land, I can buy land of 200K now.
Okay.
In less than 5 years, even a year, say that land will appreciate. Land does not depreciate. So when you see somebody investing in land, the person is having a very good investment.
Wow.
You know, so I also invest in land as well. So it's something to go and because I like diversification. I put my money in the banking or invest in land. Even the gold, gold also appreciates.
Gold,
Gold does
yeah.
not depreciate.
Okay.
But most importantly, the land does not depreciate.
Depreciate.
So it's a very good investment.
So that's like I think they call it is it passive or active income? Because we have yes, that should be passive income because for the active income you have to work to get the money.
Yeah.
The passive income you have something on ground that is actually bringing in the money to you. So I would like to ask, why should we take money serious? Because in this I like our podcast is more of enlightening people
Yeah.
on so many issues that is regarding to them, like it concerns them, it
Yeah.
concerns everyone. Now, why should we take money serious?
Money needs to be taken serious because you have many what's called expenses now. They say big man, big wahala now.
Yeah.
So let's take for instance, if you're not taking money serious, because the more money you are making, the more problems you are having. Like me now, I have one policy. If I have money today, I don't like putting money in one basket. I can just take all my money to the bank here. If you check my account now, you see 0 naira there. All the money is being invested. I like my money to be a working capital. I know someone that has a transport company, has filling station, has like different investments. Because of the economic situation, this sector might not be doing well due to maybe government policy.
Yeah.
Government might place an embargo that they don't want to see this product again. You have like other investments that is they're taking care of this other one. That's why most times I also want to even advise not even the individual, also the government. The government should also try as much as they can to spread their tentacles. Not just invest in only crude oil, you understand? They can also invest in agriculture. Empower the youth, you understand? Empower the farmers, I mean. They can also invest in technology. If you check most of these developed countries, they are really doing tremendously in terms of tech. So you don't just because of the fact that Nigeria, our major source of income is crude, so you just only invest there. So you can decide to say, okay, let me just spread my wings, invest in crude, invest in agriculture, invest in what's it called,
You can even invest in sports.
Different investments.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is. So don't say everybody must take money seriously. Everybody must invest.
Okay.
They must have stream of investments. You understand? Call it diversification. I can't advise you as an analyst to go and put your money in just only one sector. What if that sector? Because government policy change.
To me, what I learned in economics, we have what we call scale of preference, yes, and in economics, we also learned that there's a difference between needs and wants. So I think what most of us do is we actually go for our wants more than our needs. It is when we have spent so much on our wants that we now remember that we have basic needs to meet up for.
Yeah.
So personally, I go for my needs first.
Okay.
I know rent is there,
Yeah.
food is there.
Yes.
What else again? Like transportation to work and all those kind of things are the things I focus on before now going out for my wants. And in fact, most of the times, your wants are not really something that would they even cause damage to you.
To you.
Yes, because they are not meant for you at that time. Maybe they are, yes, like you can't even satisfy yourself if you think of everything that you want. You can't even list them out.
Yourself.
But your needs are just basics. They are just basics. Also, what do you feel based on what I said? Because you are an analyst.
We're talking about this aspect of want or need. There is what I call misplacement of priority. So some people don't really know how to scale their want according to their relative importance. So you're going for bag, meanwhile you need to pay house rent. At the end of the day, you wear bag, you stand outside. your landlord will be your landlord will be at the door telling you that okay, I for just remain there. So that's one of the problems we face in Nigeria. And sometimes we don't really, like I said before, the management of funds in Nigeria is very, very poor. That most time, each time somebody approaches you for money, first of all look at the person before you help the person. Like, have you been able to manage your money very well for you to come ask me for help? If I notice that you're this extravagant spender, because everybody likes spending, everybody likes enjoyment. So, but if you know the country you find yourself nowadays, you should know how to manage your funds very well. You should know how to scale your want according to their priority. Don't just prioritize things that are not really important to you over things that are important to you. That is it.
All right. Sir, I really want to ask this when it comes to betting, like,
is betting an investment scheme? Because somebody sat me down.
I really need to ask.
Somebody sat me down and was giving me advice. He said if I have, let's say, 100K, I don't need to be struggling too much. I should just get my maybe two sure odds. Just put like 50K.
I want to know, seriously, because
the
it
money
looks
will
like
bounce back.
everybody, like, you can't check somebody's phone now.
And I'll say Sporty
or
Bet9.
another betting app. So please, is it helping?
It's not helping at all. Like, I know of somebody that is homeless now like this.
Due to betting?
Yes, now once you're addicted to it, no, that first time, betting can bless you.
Please. Raise the volume, please.
I get you. Like what Mama used to say, they say they are homeless, not hopeless. You understand? So basically, they are homeless now, not hopeless. But betting has rendered them useless. So now talking about this betting is not an investment at all, because like there's one thing I learned about the insurance. Realize that anything that is not insurable is not worth investing for, because you cannot calculate the future likely loss. As it is right now, I don't know if anybody can actually approach an insurance company that I want to bet 1 million naira. If the ticket cuts, you'll give me I don't think any insurance company wants to listen to you as regards that.
Oh, wow.
So please, it's advisable that I'm even trying to, if possible, say the government should, because it cannot ban it completely, but it should be mitigated. You understand? Betting should be mitigated in the country for it not to render people useless.
It's causing a lot of damage, to be honest.
But some of us still make money from betting.
I guess that's what they are using it to just entice.
Sorry, what somebody told me is if betting is not for the poor people, like it's for the rich. Like if you have money, you have your 50 million, you are taking away 1 million naira. You can
to be honest, are you rich to that extent?
No, in millions. I'm not rich in millions, probably thousands.
The way you are sounding, it seems you are a bet star.
No, I'm not a bet
because
star.
Like I know of a friend of mine. He said, although the guy works, is he African still, if I'm not mistaken, he was paid his salary roughly 200K that particular day. So he just said let him go and try, like even if it's just 10,000 naira visual. They call it baby. So when you go there, no one's about the betting. To be telling you that these people said it. Continue.
Play more.
You can do it. You can do it.
Play more.
At the end of the day, the 20K got finished.
Wow.
So according to him, he said the road to his house was very far. So you just had to, like, it's not as if it's far, just like a stone throw, but at that particular point I was confused. So you just had to tell him that, please, do you have any bench around that I can spend the night here? Because you can't go to the house thinking now. So that's why most times
200K, that's a lot of money.
10K.
And
Eh?
he spent
10K, yes.
He was
now.
planning 10K
10K,
to
and
play
he
but
the
spent
game.
200K.
he even used even his phone was even gone because he exceeded the 200,000. They had to seize his phone. No, but see the person that is playing do not tell you that don't do. They'll even be happy. Play more. You can do it. You understand?
Wow.
So that was how this guy became phoneless, and also he lost his money.
Money.
That month was very difficult for him. So
Of course,
I don't
it will
think
be.
betting is. I don't even think betting is not a good. What's it called like? It's not even a good habit. Just for the youth, they should try and as much as they can to eradicate this aspect of betting in their spirit. Because I'm talking about betting meant for the rich. Even the rich is not even advisable. Except someone that has enough money.
Enough.
Just like okay, this 10K if I release it,
It
but
is
normal
not- you
thing
won't
just is
feel it
nothing.
at all.
Not poor like us thinking okay. I have one slim 5K in the account. I'm going to go and bet. You will remain poor for your life.
For
Wow.
real. All right, so the betting ambassadors, please take note. Take note. It's not advisable, and to be honest, it is really not advisable because it's just causing a lot of that. I'm talking from experience, not personal experience, but from what
People
I
I
have
have
seen.
seen,
Yes. Okay, so so I would like to ask this question now. If I invest and the unforeseen happens,
Okay.
yes, while investing or after investing, what would happen?
I want to dwell on both insurance and the banking. Oh yeah.
Okay.
The first thing they will ask you is your next of kin.
Is that
You understand? So that next of kin is more secure these days. Unlike before, but after the death of the father, the uncle will go to the bank and go and claim
Yeah.
the money. It's not like that again. So if they don't see the next of kin, so if they don't see if the real owner dies, then the next of kin should be indemnified.
Okay.
Then if the next of kin is not indemnified, then I guess the mom will still be alive.
Alive.
Because it's not possible for all of them to be wiped off. In exchange by those persons that are wiped off, then the family member can be compensated as well.
Okay.
You understand? So, like I said before, the money is very much intact. I also advise families how, especially the men, like me now, my ATM pin, likewise my transfer pin, my login pins, my nephews, they have everything. Likewise my niece, them. Because I believe that why are you hiding all those pins from them? Like I don't get it. One thing that kills most of this, like if you check most of these banks, they have money that are there. No trace. The parents, you see the parent hiding vital information from
their children.
So such money is gone. Except maybe the bank, because the bank will never find next of kin, except you come by yourself.
So
So if I'm the manager of a bank now, after 20 years, 30 years, I'll still assume that person is still very much alive. Except maybe the next of kin knows, my dad is dead, let me go and check if the money is still there. But the next of kin does not come automatically. That's why the CBN have sent call it prudential letter. So that prudential letter is like any money that is dormant for a particular period of time should be sent to the treasury.
Okay.
You know that most of the bank managers are thieves.
Yes.
Once they notice that this money is there for like 20 years, no, just
We'll
pull
move
it
it.
out. No stress now. You understand?
Okay. So next of kin should.
So
Next
carry
of
on,
kin,
carry
be
on.
happy, be happy.
But the
I
reason
hope
why most
somebody
pe-
has
the-
written my name as
Exactly.
next
The
of
reason why most
kin.
parents will never tell their next of kin about all this information is that most next of kin are bad. You understand? You can see a child praying that they should down.
Who spend the money?
And so it all depends. But I'll say advice. Even if you see have like all these bad kids out there, still tell them that I have so and so amount of money. Like I don't know if you heard about the case of that Access Bank stuff.
Yeah,
That video
owner.
even had to bring it to the limelight.
Yeah.
Realize that if not for the fact that is it the sister? Yeah, the sister was aware that the brother, if I'm not mistaken, has so and so 500 million naira in this account and this one. That money, Access Bank wouldn't have released that money.
Release the money.
Yes, because no trace, like you can't. But since the next of kin had to go there and say, okay, my brother money is here, so they need to pay next of kin. So it's advisable that vital information should be shared with the next of kin because you don't know what might happen. tomorrow.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. So our discussion so far has been about finance, how to keep to your budget and all of that. So to round this session up, this online banks, we've been talking about Access, UBI and all of that. Now we're talking about online banks, OPay and the rest.
PalmPay.
Yes, those banks. Some people are not so convinced that those banks are effective enough to be in operation.
Okay.
Yes, so I just want you to clear their doubts if there's any need to.
Yes, that's true
there's any
because once in a while you just see on Facebook or Instagram that OPay will do this and that or PalmPay and you just
I
quickly
have
have
somebody
to
that
check.
would never send money to OPay. If you
Wow.
use an OPay, it would no. he would never send money to that account because the person believes, no, you might
They are
not get
not-
it. Something would happen to the money and like that. I mean, now I find it very convenient
Those-
to use
Those fintech.
seriously because they are kind of faster.
than the banking.
That's that's what I see. It's like,
Okay.
so I don't know if it's true or
Okay, now talking about this OP and PAMP,
Yes.
you know, like I've not heard anything about them, like any shibistic art, as the case may be. But last time you can also have an open OP account, and I use it to transact most of the time. If I'm going to buy anything right now, just transfer most of the money down there. So once I get there, just perform. The money should not stay more than 24 hours. Although it's not as if I'm not convinced, because last time I checked, I saw CBN there.
Okay.
That means CBN approved.
approved.
And for CBN to approve you, that means what I'm still here to find out if probably the capital base has been accomplished. Maybe they've paid that same amount. The other banking system are also paying.
Okay.
So if they've paid, then definitely OP is good to go. But if the CBN is not CBN approved, I actually think there's a doubt there. But based on my knowledge or my little what's called observation, I still believe that OP and PAMP are good to go. You know, I've not heard anything about them because and they even charge lesser than even the banking system these days. Because like if you are transferring money to OP, you transfer like 100K there, they just move only 15 naira.
15 naira.
I can even transfer the amount as least as low as 00 naira there. You understand? So OP is very, very okay, and like I said, if I'm not heard anything scandal about them, I've been using them for like 3 years now. And my money has been intact. Whenever I go there, I see my money there. You understand? So I would advise the viewers out there to also patronize them. But the most important, if you have millions of naira, take it to the banky, or if you have thousands, take it to the OP. Okay. So at least in case.
Okay. I love that tip.
See, talking about this fraud scheme, they are kind of fraud that is usually carried out by individuals. It happened to me. Somebody called me that I have an issue with my bank.
Okay.
Yeah, so I should send a code and all of that.
And you send the code, right? You send the code.
She sent it.
For real, I'm not going to
So
lie.
you don't want to say it before.
I lost my money actually.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not
How
going
much?
to lie.
How much?
Emmanuel, I'm not going to disclose that, so I'm not going to say it. But I lost my money, and I don't know why I do. People really have access to details like that?
It's not like I don't want to disclose this. Let me just keep
Oh,
this.
okay.
Okay, now talking about this aspect of defrauding customers, the
Yes.
bank will never call you
Okay.
for your is that OTP or this. They can't
Yeah.
call you
Like the bank will never.
never.
Okay.
You understand? And even if probably you are calling the customer care, they can just tell you, okay, give me your account number. They will log in there. They have your logins already. They will rectify the issue. They can't tell you that, okay, I've sent you a code. Send me that code back. It can't be possible. You understand? It's never possible. Okay.
Okay.
So any banking, self-acclaimed banker, or all these criminals that call and say, okay, I've sent you are doing maintenance in your account, you're having network issue with your bank, we sent you a code, please send it back so that for me to rectify, for me to upgrade your account. No,
Yes.
don't. And it's also advisable that always approach the bank or go to the bank or do whatever you want to do there. Then you get it. Like as I'm talking to you right now, I can't go and meet my neighbor and say, okay, give me your information. Because if anything happens to that account tomorrow, you
Yes,
that
you'll
is
be
calling
out.
that went to meet the person, you'll be arrested.
Yes.
So bank will never call you. Please, nobody should disclose any information to anybody out there.
Okay.
Even if it's the BM that is calling that, please give me your information. Don't.
Okay.
You understand? So go straight to the bank yourself. Sometimes you might even have an account officer calling you.
Yeah.
Because bank these days, this is what we call the retrenchment, whereby they can sack the person and the rest or so. Person will still go out there, start defrauding those old clients. You understand? So anybody that calls you, say, okay, I'm your account officer, don't listen to the person, go to the bank. Stress yourself, go to the bank and rectify your issue. Then if the person now say, okay, please, you give the person your account number. This cannot access your account. It's when they say bring in that OTP. Like I said, bank will never even call you safe. Because you're the one to call the bank that I'm having issues. Not the bank calling you that your account has issues. It's not possible. You understand? So it's advisable don't disclose.
So don't be like doing, please. Don't be like doing.
Oh, please, we are all learning. We are here to learn, actually.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your contribution.
Really
Mr.
appreciate
Peter.
your
Thank you
presence
so much.
here.
You've heard everything, we've said it, and we are just trying to enlighten us. You don't just paint. you save as you spend. Yes, you save as you invest and all of that. When you earn, you split it, just like our guest said, the transactional, the speculative, and the precautionary. Yes, so that's it. Yes, we have people that are enlightened. You can let us know more about this particular topic in the comment section. Let us know if there are things people still need to know when it comes to finance, when it comes to budget and all of that. I remain your host, Doinke Push. To our viewers, please don't forget to subscribe to our handles on Lyte Africa TV on YouTube, Lyte Africa on Instagram and Facebook. Let us know your thoughts, drop your comments. Please turn on your notification button so you can be notified when we drop latest episode. Thank you so much. Bye.